Okay, according to OBS, we should be on now. Hello, everyone. Um, Pretty quick notice, so hopefully people been able to join here. I'm coming to you with Luke, and we're going to be streaming, which I'm sure is going to be a pretty intense, fun game to watch between Jokingly playing Crab, one of the very best Crab players, and DarthPoker playing Scorpion, and I'm sure he's a very fine Scorpion player. I'm not sure I would like to run into him in an alley, so here we go, catching up a little bit. We got Jokingly opening with Shujisuki in a pass for the Fate, and which is a rare thing. I always feel good when I get the passing Fate on Scorpion. It feels like an accomplishment. And Darth Poker is on Bayushi Manipulator and a Sinister Soshi to start. So Luke, what do you think are the important things matchup-wise here?
Well, you're the crab player, but it does seem like these matchups almost always devolve into a dishonor match. So different players will have different approaches as far as how quickly they want to turn on that dishonor switch in this kind of matchup.
Yeah.
I think that there are a few things that we see already happening that maybe tip the hand to what the players are thinking to do. When I see that Soshi come out with one Fate, you know that they're potentially setting up for a Cloud the Mind on a big crab character. And he is indeed running two of those. And we do see that Jokingly is taking this turn as more of a setup turn. So both players playing a little cautiously so far.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think he might even consider it on, I don't think he has one yet, but on that Shujisuki. Just because it's one of those cards you love to see, especially backed up by an Iron Mine. So that could, and he's got a Vanguard Warrior in waiting, and who knows what else to save it. So we could look into that thing, drawing 3, 4 cards um, over the course of the first couple turns here, or first four
Yeah,
turns.
I think he started second player, so he had that extra fate, and he did have that Iron Mine. Furthermore, we can see that Darth Poker is only on one assassination, so I would have
Oh, only
probably
one.
liked to
That's very
see a little
interesting.
bit more fate on the Yusuke, but that's just splitting hairs.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very interesting. I usually see Scorpion on 3 just because it's practically free for them with their box. So looks like we had some conflict passes, which is pretty normal for most clans nowadays with Dangerous Rose, but Scorpion's going to poke in here. Hits Meditations, which is certainly what he wants to find on that important province.
Yep, so we do see that Jokingly is blocking this. I think, are we seeing, yeah, the Scorpion player is on a 1 of Bonsai, so maybe Jokingly just doesn't want to lose his Iron Mine to this poke attack.
Absolutely, and I think there was a first conflict pass. This is the second conflict. If he wants to, I mean, there's none left, right? So,
Okay, yeah,
well,
good
he has
point.
one, but I don't think I want to go into Scorpion provinces for really no fate on rings, especially with the Sinister Soshi waiting to shut you down. But if Darthpoker could break this Iron Mine, I mean, potentially depending on what he has in hand in terms of I want to call it reconstruct. Why can I suddenly not remember the name of that card? Um, or
Sure, rebuild, right?
rebuild. Thank you.
Yeah.
um, that would be big, but he's able to defend it. I mean, like you said, with Scorpion doesn't run a ton of military pumps, so unlikely he was going to get there.
With the Soshi used, though, you can play one of your conflict characters and get a poke in, and it looks like Jokingly is going to do
Okay,
that.
interesting. Yeah, with the Soshi pumping it down, because I suppose with the box, yeah, he needed to get the win there, which was on the water ring. Interesting choice. I mean, see what he did. He wanted to force the block, but I think it was unlikely that he was really wanted to attack anyway. So that was kind of a ring. I don't know. He didn't get anything off it in the end. I mean, potentially favor, I suppose.
You do get the province information, but I
Mm-hmm.
suppose the
Yeah,
risk of defend the wall is kind of big. Not on the water ring so much, though.
that's true. That's true. Maybe that was the choice to defend the wall is what he's worried about. Yeah, knowing where meditations is for both players is very valuable. Is jokingly, sorry,
One
got
Bonsai and one STD, so there's only two cards to break here.
Oh, one. Oh, wow. One. Yeah, the STD. Do you? It's kind of like an assassination here. I mean, do
I'd
you play it?
just run another Bonsai if I was only on one
Yeah, and
instead of
against
the STD.
Scorpion.
That, yeah.
Yeah, do you play the? I don't know. Maybe. Depends on how much you want the break, right? We're position of the game, but 2 honor is doesn't seem like much, but it's I think a lot in this matchup. Okay, so he's on rally, not on flooded wastes, which sometimes you see nowadays. Okay, so it would be rally under the box and not ancestral. Or okay, so going into the next turn, I mean, even on fate and Crab's up on board, he's got to be happy about that with a Vanguard Warrior in the wait. Card-wise, relatively even. So, I mean, it's early, anything can happen, but I give a slight edge to Crab here. But
So Mittens is asking in chat about why you don't go after the abandoning honor, I think it's called, instead of scouting. I think there's some merit in scouting there. The only thing that you really get punished for finding, I think, is secret cache. And you really do want to know as much information as you can about the Scorpion provinces early, but it is a good question. What do you think about going for the known province versus a new province with that poke attack at the end?
yeah, that's very interesting. Uphanding authority, I mean, I'm sure jokingly knows about it and is aware of it. It just, at least for me, sometimes I forget about the very new provinces. I'm so used to the Scorpion row being set forever, right, since they've been secret void. So maybe
Right.
didn't think that, or maybe he just, yeah, I didn't want to eat a secret cache with very little chance of breaking it, or even a shameful. I mean, a conflict character, etc. I don't know
Well,
if he'd
well,
want to
that's the thing.
invest.
He went into an unknown province instead of going into the province he peaked at with Wayfinder, which
Right,
was
sorry. Yeah,
abandoning honor. Yeah.
yeah, my fault. Behind, yeah, yeah. No, you're absolutely right. It's a good, yeah, it's interesting. I guess just wanted that extra information, valued that higher, but yeah, it's true. I mean, all the other provinces were going to give Scorpion money or, yeah, or a
I think
card.
abandoning honor is quite scary with that Borderlands Defender there because Borderlands Defender obviously has to dishonor
Hmm.
when it gets for shamed and it's defending. So it's
Yes,
very easy to become dishonored as a character.
right. And, Crab's not known for its re-honor tech, that's for sure.
Yeah. Mitten's also pointing out that this Scorpion player is really playing a lot out of Dynasty, even though he has 9 conflict characters, and he's kind of giving up a lot of fate by doing that.
Yeah, I think I mean, Crab goes going pretty wide here, although Vanguard Warrior's kind of a neutral sort of on Mono Noir attacks. But yeah, like a 3 character board for Scorpion on the second turn is something you don't always see. He's still banking 8 fate, so so he's going pretty cheap with his characters. But yeah, it's a drain.
Yeah.
So we're going to check out what's underneath City of Lies, which I know there's a lot of debate about how good that card is and stuff. I find it very good, Scorpion, over the long term. Like leaving one up um, is just an econ advantage for Scorpion, so I can see why jokingly might want to
I've
get rid of
seen
it.
that province strength matter plenty of times as
Hmm.
well,
Yep,
and it is a province that can stick around for a couple of turns. Although depending on how many holdings you have, that might not actually be advisable.
that's true. They
But
dump
we
it
see
eventually.
another
Yep.
scout here. So he's really just wanting to know where all of the provinces are. I'm not sure whether Jigoku lets you, as a observer, know which province was revealed.
No, it
I'm
doesn't,
starting
unfortunately.
to wonder if the abandoning honor was under the stronghold. It's a cheeky play I've seen before. What happens basically is if that province is under your stronghold and your opponent's at 1 honor and has a target that's dishonored for abandoning honor and that character gets killed by the province, you actually win instead of losing.
Wow. I guess, I mean, it is one less province strength, right? It's only one less province strength than using rally, but it's not buying you that turn, right, where you can flip it to political
Right.
in a lot of cases. So it's cheeky, all right. And with
I mean, he's
entrenched,
running entrenched position,
yeah,
so
would you
that's
put that in the
almost
row?
certainly under.
It would be
Yeah.
great if you put that in the row. So we see the Vanguard Warrior get dishonored by way of the Scorpion. So there's and jokingly is down. Oh, sorry, a little behind in the bids. He went down to 12 honor. Oh, bid because it was a bid of 3 to 5. So jokingly's down to 7 honor and virtually 6, I guess, on the board. Not the danger zone yet, but certainly. Although Scorpion box is turned off for a while now, right? Especially with only one
Yeah,
assassinate in the
I
deck.
think it's a little deceptive to say that he's falling behind in honor because the Scorpion box does get turned off if you go up this much in honor so early, and this is also the fire ring.
Yeah,
So
true. And he has Shurisuki for card draw, and obviously spyglasses and stuff like that. So I think he can flip it to 1 bid or 2 bid or 3 bid fairly easily and not fall too far behind in cards. But if he's Crab's going to get things done on the board, so I think they can be a little behind in cards and still be perfectly fine.
why did that Vanguard Warrior get Way of the Scorpion? What did that do?
Yeah,
Nothing.
he wasn't really
Very
threatening break,
strange.
was he? I mean,
So it's just going for the hard dishonor tempo.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's just equalizing with the Ichi Wayfinder right now, so I mean, I guess the rumor monger shuttled that over because I can't imagine. Yeah, rumor monger must have. Sorry, I'm a little behind in chat. I scrolled up. Yeah, moved it from Borderlands Defender to Ichi Wayfinder, of course. So far, jokingly, has played well. It's actually been very few. I suppose we're early in the game. Everyone's feeling each other out. There's only been one, other than conflict characters. There's only been one card played so far. I guess we had a lot of passes in the first round. Okay, Yusuke's
Yeah,
ahead.
at this point, Scorpion has opened up 3 fate in the bank as an advantage. Cards are even. He's up 5 honor, which it might be a little too early to say that's super relevant.
Yeah, but with
And
a
Crab is doing Crab's thing, building
yeah,
up a board that's starting to look pretty big.
exactly. Yeah, he's gonna have 3 characters sticking around next turn. That's I think that's worth considerably more than 3 fate. I mean, we'll see. Cool. More dishonor. I mean, this is court games. Ichi Wayfinder might have come along simply because of that.
Sure, I think so. Um, so yeah, Scorpion is playing a pure dishonor strategy here. I don't think they've attacked that one time.
Mhm.
So we're definitely not going to see them going for breaks unless they get forced to do so, and jokingly needs to immediately start to ration every point of his honor.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, plus the Scorpion Breaker, as I've seen, I mean, it's certainly late game, and it's usually Kachiko, right? It's I'm going to drop Kachiko at some point with a bunch of fate, and then I'm going to break your provinces if that's their strategy. So you have to kind of wait for her to arrive, I think. Depends on the build,
Yeah,
of course.
jokingly has not attacked air this turn, so Scorpion with the first player token next turn can pick up that 2 fate
Oh,
off of there. Oh,
speak of
we
the
see.
devil,
Yeah.
devilers. Here she comes. I guess he wants to win some conflicts. He's willing to invest in doing that. 2 fate. Fairly early in the game. I don't know how fast this honor thing's going to go. I guess he does have to conserve some fate, but I'm surprised she comes in this round. Actually, I would have thought he'd
Yeah,
like to bank.
what is he? She came in at home, so he's gonna counterattack.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if he's going to go for something other than air, which is what I would do, because he's still got that first conflict next turn to pick up that 2 fate at once.
Well, and she has the perfect nemesis in the Borderlands Defender, right? I guess she can send her home. No, she can't. So
No, no. Once she's in there, she cannot get sent
so
home.
it's gonna be hard for Kachiko to break over top of her. Win, yes, I'm sure. She
I
can win
guess
the
it was
ring.
just played around the Earth ring, but what was it? It was a 1 in 11 or something like that. I would, well,
Yeah.
we'll see what he has to do. Like we don't know if what he's thinking exactly. It may very well go very well
And it's a
in this
one of
next
Kachiko
conflict.
too, so I suppose he couldn't
Yeah.
just bet on it coming later. Interesting. He's got 3 Fiery Madness. So yeah, I mean obviously that really helps with Shoju, and it was core days hot tech in
I think
Scorpion.
that it's pretty good against Crab, right?
Oh, absolutely.
They have no tech to get rid of negative things on their own characters.
Hmm.
And their characters stick around so long, attachments are busted when they give you stat boosts for like 5 turns. The same is true for a debuff.
That's true, and at a one cost of -2/-2 is a very healthy sort of bonus line, right? In opposite, but people would play a one cost that went the other way, right? +2/+2. In fact, they
Oof,
do.
being this shameful here is not good.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah. That was.
See if he's got the court games.
Bet you Scorpion was hoping they had some Ichi Wayfinders of their own, right? Yeah, 20. He's used 1 court games, so it's a good chance, pretty good chance he
Yeah.
doesn't.
Well, he had it. Playing it right now.
Oh, he did. Okay, sorry. Yep.
Yeah, I think the rumor monger was a little bit squandered. As we see, the defender ended up honored anyway, and it's just one stat point.
Right, and the Yusuke was only, yeah, going to get one stat point. Not really threatened much other than a win, which I don't think was defended anyway.
Oh wow, we see a forged edict
Oh,
cancel court games.
Cloud coming down on the defender, so take back
Right,
what we said
because he
before.
thought, yeah, now Kachiko's gonna do her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so putting that fate on the Soshi last turn definitely paying off. It's kind of hard to have Shugenja on the turn you want Shugenja, which is, I think, in Scorpion the main argument against running Cloud.
Well, we might
But
see a
Darth
Cloud
Poker
go
is
the other
making it
way
work.
because there is two Shigenja available for Jokingly.
Well, it looks like he got it off.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
oh, he got it off preemptively, because this way defender stands back standing instead of bowed at home. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Although he wasn't really, at risk of losing the favor, but I suppose standing is still better. Okay, so break on Shameful. That's pretty big. I mean, Scorpion gets the first break, so they're kind of applying the dual pressure now. That was undefended, so now he's heading
Yeah.
down to
Yeah.
5 honor after the Wayfinder leaves play.
In this situation, if he wins the favor anyway, though, didn't he just give up a spyglass draw by not using the favorable to move back in? Unless he actually wanted to keep it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure moving it home did what you needed it to do in this situation.
Yeah, I agree. It was one of those things where at first sort of action, it looks like a good move, right? You're countering, but you're right. I think the Spyglass draw would have been more valuable, and it wouldn't have been unopposed. So he could have had an extra honor and an extra card.
Yeah, this is something that can happen to you when you're getting dishonor pressure as well in Crab, where the characters that you want to keep around forever are honored, so you never get that point of honor back, and then your
Right.
dishonored guys all start leaving play. So it's very dangerous, actually.
Surprise way of the crab to on the Borderlands defender to get out of it. I'm sure that's not what he wants to do right now. Oh, we see another Iron Mine. Shurisuki for round 4. He'll be
Yeah, he
around.
looks like he's getting those 3-4 cards he said he would, after all.
And hand size, he's actually got a 7 card. I didn't notice that. A 7 card hand size advantage.
And it could be 8 if he had used that favorable optimally.
Yeah, so I mean Scorpion, they can't stick at 1 to keep, to apply the pressure really right now. I mean they can, I suppose, but they're not used to being that far down in cards. Plus we're going to get Spyglass and Yusuke this turn. We'll see. Bids are going to be interesting here. So Court Novice bought, Witch Hunter bought, 1 Cloud the Mind down out of 2, right? So it's pretty rare nowadays to see a Witch Hunter not clouded, but we might see this game. And I bet jokingly
So
he's
we see
hoping
it.
to draw one of his
Scorpion
clouds.
agreed that they could not bid 1, but instead they bid 2,
2.
which means swim is on. Are they running swim? Let's find out. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 swim actually. So that is a pretty strong tell,
Mm-hmm.
since the Scorpion player's been playing so heavily into dishonor. If they do that extra bid 1, that's definitely signaling a setup for I can swim.
But
But the Iron Mine is right there, as you
yeah,
pointed out before.
and there's 2 court games and 1 Way of the Scorpion down, which isn't a ton out of the 6 cards, but still, some. Oh, he's on 2 swim too. Interesting. 1 assassination, 2 swim. 3 calling in favors. Oh, there's one right there.
All right, yeah, so moving the dishonor over to the court novice with rumor monger to get the spyglass onto Kachiko is actually pretty clutch here.
Yeah.
Should be able to draw some cards.
Yeah, and jokingly, he must be on the standard 2 assassinations, yeah, which are already basically dead cards for him, and they might have never been really viable to play in this matchup, but. Here comes Kachiko.
Yeah, Mitten's saying you need to attack Void here just so that Crab can attack you back with Void, and that is what we see, so very smart play.
Now, Crab's, I mean, with that Witch Hunter, if he remains unclouded, he's got a pretty, well, Kachiko's kind of an army in herself, but pretty superior board overall to be able to handle this turn. I mean, look at this massive defense, and then can unbow and strike back pretty heavily.
Yeah, this defense isn't enough though because Kachiko will send defender home,
Home. Uh,
and then there'll be well, actually that
no,
might be
with the
enough.
box.
Oh, yeah, with the box.
We'll see if the third court games. I that would surprise me, but you never know.
Well, we haven't seen for shame yet, and that'll
That's
help
true. Yeah, triple
develop.
for shame. Yeah.
Oh wow, only 2 for shame in the Scorpion deck. This guy really likes his spicy brews.
You got to make room
One
for those calling in
assassination.
favors and I can
Yeah.
swims. Well, Hawk Tattoo's taking
Well,
space.
really, what I think they made room for, which you don't see a lot of anymore, is 9 characters in Scorpion. I feel like they've dropped down to like 6 in a lot of decks, 5 or 6, just because their events are so damn good.
Yeah. But he still is running the Yojimbo, which I don't see, and Sadaka 3 times. Um, but he has
Yeah.
six um, attachment control, which is certainly going to help him in this matchup. Let's see. So Borderlands Defender does get sent home. Defender still at 9 with box and favor.
See, this is why I'm bad against Crab. I can't do that Crab box math. Here I was thinking that somehow the Scorpion was still going to be winning before committing more cards, but no.
Wait till you have
Okay,
to do
yeah,
the
so see
Cooney
we
Lab
see that
math.
fire. Right, yeah, the Cooney Lab is definitely just like when you're playing Crane, Cooney Lab is just your stronghold is blank.
I broke a Feast or Famine by accident because I forgot about my own Cooney Lab.
That's fantastic. Oh wow, we see the assassination on the
Ooh,
rumor monger,
ooh, taking him down to 3 honor.
but he's gonna go back up to 5 if the Witch Hunter doesn't get clouded, and I think he's
Yeah,
gonna try to push through an attack with the air ring
with the
after
air ring.
this to go back
Yeah,
up.
I think with a dishonored itchy wayfinder, I think you really have to. I mean, which he's gonna probably sack to the witch hunter, right? So he'll immediately drop to 2.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Okay, we see that I can swim on the Wayfinder to make it, um,
Oh, he iron mines for that. So it's almost an
it,
I can swim on the iron mine um, to get the Shujitsuki out of there.
I like the trade for the Iron Mine a lot better than I like the trade for the Wayfinder, but
Hmm.
jokingly must not have anything else to buff the conflict.
13 characters, 13 cards, huh? No other conflict character. I guess.
Oh
Oh, he's only has
no.
6. Yeah.
Oh shit, dude. Talisman onto Meditations with only 1 fate left on that Kachiko is really game busting.
Yeah. Um, but we still have 2 let goes. Oh, 1 let go and 1 calling in favors. Oh, maybe he doesn't have it. Oh, he's only got 5 cards.
We,
So yeah, it's probably gonna stick. Which is. Oh no, it didn't.
okay, good.
Oh,
Oh, the second
second.
talisman. So this is the last talisman, and
Wow.
there's what? Did you say there's 2 more answers in the Scorpion deck?
There is 2 more calling in favors. Yeah. I had a Maya Mystic, which isn't on the board. So yeah, woof, 2 of them. So yeah, sticking a talisman is pretty great here. It may disappear at some point, but
Ooh,
oh,
Finger
Finger
of
of
Jade is a
Jade.
good answer. Yeah.
The Scorpion's burning that fate advantage that they did have, and Crab's board advantage is not necessarily going anywhere, right?
Yeah. Card advantage is up to 8 now.
Yeah, but honors at 3, so this is really it's still a very tight game. I mean, we're in turn 3, but has Yusuke been? Yusuke must have been used right away, practically, right? Let's see here.
I think Yasuki's what pushed the
Yeah,
card advantage up.
Yasuki
Yeah.
was used right away in this conflict. So, battle over to defend the wall. I guess you can't Finger of Jade that. So,
Yep. Yep. That is the correct choice after the Finger of Jade comes down, I
yeah,
think.
when you're at 8 extra cards and up on the win. Oh, I can swim again. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of fate to kill a witch Ichi Wayfinder.
Don't you care more about? Okay, so now this is the Void Ring on Defend the Wall. So yeah, I guess you do have to try to
That's
win.
true. So Fan comes down, taking him back to a winning position. Scorpion's down to 3 cards. It's 2 honor for Jokingly. Oof.
That would be how he'd lose, although there's no 1 fate conflict characters
Yeah,
for Scorpion except for
there
that
we go.
Wanderer, which he's
Teshu
committing to the
pushes it
conflict.
up to a possible win. Wow. Okay, 11 cards. What do we got here? This is all for the Void Ring too. Like, I guess it's a Void Ring on
You,
Catch-Go. Crap doesn't
the
really
thing
care that
is,
much.
yeah, you don't care about resolving the Void Ring, but the
Hmm.
whole point of attacking this ring was to deny the swing back on Void, and now you're on Defend the Wall, so
Oh, third Wayfinder comes down. It was angry about its brother being so rudely attacked so many times.
And jokingly found the shameful. Well, although I guess he would know if
What
where the
was left,
shameful
yeah.
was either way. Yeah.
So
So this is just what happens when you desperately try to win a conflict with someone who has 8 cards up on you, right?
yeah, yeah, I agree.
Um, not only did he have a 1 card answer to every 1 card that DarthPoker played, but each card he played was more efficient for purpose than what DarthPoker was
Yeah,
forced to play.
certainly fate-wise. Plus, he had like dynasty answers to, one of the cards. So in this trades, he was actually up a card, I think for sure. Although he started, no, not even down on defense. So with the box,
And a mountain as well.
mountain comes out. 2 cards, yeah. I guess it's nice to get those off without 4G dick hitting them.
Oh my gosh, jokingly has 2 conflicts into a 2 hand size 0 fate scorpion.
Mm-hmm. Now, with a Borderlands defender that can break on her own.
So that will only put it to 2 breaks, but jokingly should be at 4 or 5 honor, depending on whether he does air fire or air earth.
Right. No keepers, but Earth is pretty devastating to the Scorpion too, right? Because it's hard for them just to empty their hand for no reason. They don't have a lot of attachment and stuff. But look, the math on this Witchfinder is not not that easy. Let's see, he's 3 political and 3 military. Okay.
Yeah, the crabs in chat are saying air earth. So I think that's probably right, because 4 is fairly safe with this board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, air. I mean, doubles your honor. It's not good that you're in that situation, but it's certainly nice to be able to do that. Uh, and with 2 cards, I mean, there's 2 way of the Scorpions left, but I don't think you really have to worry about it. Although you wouldn't love to lose this Witch Hunter, but he could probably get a reprieve down on him, I would imagine, should there be any danger of that.
You could even have the rebuild. So
Yep,
there's really 6
6 ways.
conflict outs, and your opponent needs to have exactly 2 out
Mm-hmm.
of 25.
Yep.
So
But if any clan can do it, in my in my history with them, it's Scorpion. Nope. Banning honor goes down. So I'd imagine this court novice, he just pokes, right, to threaten an unopposed. I guess it doesn't really matter for honor, but you'd rather get the break.
the Witch Hunter has a mountain.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Yep, gotcha. Plus, there's a favorable ground, so you're not going to get the unopposed regardless. So yeah, it's just a wasted attack. I mean, other than taking a ring off the table, but I mean, with 2 cards, I don't know. You take Earth off the table, maybe? No, you don't. Of course, keep a
Yeah,
fate.
I always
You don't
wonder
do that.
in poker play when crab players put their mountain next to their character. I'm like, you're the crab player. You're not going to forget. Your opponent is going to forget when they
Yeah.
attack you later this turn. Just put it in the discard pile where it belongs.
I mean, crap is all about your opponent forgetting things. I mean, how many
Yeah,
games do we win off Casada?
yeah, too many.
So yeah, goes into the shameful display. He knew where it was. I mean, sure, honored court novice
Uh,
and a dishonored witch hunter.
yeah, I think it's the better place to attack,
Yep,
right?
I agree.
The Witch Hunter is permanent. The Borderlands Defender is permanent.
Hmm.
So
So currently not. Oh, he is breaking. Oh, favor. Yeah. Okay. So favor is enabling the break here. Scorpion, as we've noted, this very surprisingly low on cards. So looks like it's probably gonna go through.
Yeah, the saving grace here is that there's no keeper initiates yet in the
Yeah,
discard pile. That would just be
yeah,
even worse.
yeah. No Satoshi dredging him up yet. Oh, gets rid of the cloud. Oh, there was no Sugenja to play.
He had the cloud but no Shigenja. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying earlier,
Oh,
right?
okay,
As
right.
Scorpion, oftentimes you just don't end up with a Shug on board.
Yep.
It's, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard Shed talk about that before. That just so many good conflict cards, you can't afford to have really conditional ones like that. And there's so much attachment hate in the meta now. Like,
Yeah,
if you,
and you don't block that attachment hate when you're Scorpion. You have to counter it
yeah,
because you don't run a bunch of other
exactly.
attachments.
So the let goes, you're basically just enabling the let goes in a lot of cases, and they don't have favorite nieces to dump them. So, oof. Casada comes out. Ooh, Scorpion does not have any actions really on board. I'm sure
No,
to
you'd have
cancel
to
him
buy
either.
Illusionist to cancel it from board,
Yeah,
and that's not what you want because that's a really expensive action to use to burn it.
yeah.
So just the Zokujin on a second player turn. But I guess you do have to buy something to not just lose here.
Hmm. So two juicy fate on the water ring. I don't know. Crab really needs it right now, but
Oh, you totally go for that,
yeah,
right? Like
because you can bow to the
the,
liar on military. Yeah,
yeah.
Casada into pilgrimage. You think Casada maybe witch hunter? Drop a conflict character, stand somebody up if you got it, or
So yeah, you go mill at pilgrimage,
Casada could
water.
likely break it by himself. Actually, I mean you might want
Yeah,
to
I
be
mean, a
doubly sure, but
skirmisher would really make it a safe
yeah.
attack.
Oh well, I guess not. Yeah, he's have seven. He's got eight with the favor, so he goes over the top of the sorry, the occlusive Zokujin, without cards being played, and again he has that significant advantage. No military buffs really for the for shames. Have we had any for shame? We had any for shames played, and there is a courtier blocking. So, but you need to
Yeah, the
play
problem is that
three.
Casada burn,
Yeah,
right? Like,
you gotta play three of them to get it, or another card in two. So it's asking a lot from four card. Nope, relatively quick conflict. Um, and that's
okay.
third break for Crab. I don't know. I
So
got to sit
you
down.
don't need to, just for those watching, you don't need to block unopposed there. You don't need to.
Oh yeah, you want your fate to go down, right? I mean your
You're
honor.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got to turn in your
absolutely.
box. Absolutely, totally agree with you. Yeah, if you're not gonna win the conflict and no confidence of stopping the break, that you don't want to do that. Yeah, I always have trouble with Scorpion, so I gotta rewatch this game and take some notes because I mean, obviously a lot's up to the flop and
Well,
stuff
yeah,
like
you
that.
buy Yasuki with no fate,
Then you hit two Iron
and
Mines and a
you
Vanguard
keep it
Warrior.
around for 4 turns. You get 2 spyglasses on turn 2, and you'll win.
No, oh, don't forget the two talismans. That's
And
important
don't
too. I
forget
got to
the
write that
hitting.
down. Two
Yeah, shameful
talismans,
to play display when Kachiko attacks. That's
not just
critical
one.
also.
Two
Yeah.
talismans. That's my mistake. But no, obviously joking is always also well playing it. Into Manicured Garden. I guess he just wants to.
Yeah, I think to your point earlier about playing against Crab being about or trying to not make mistakes, because the Crab is just looking for you to make mistakes. I
Mhm.
think a lot of people don't really enjoy playing Crab because you just need to not make mistakes, right? And let the game come to its natural
Yeah,
conclusion where they're making mistakes and you're not.
yeah. I think it was either Mittens or jokingly who in one of my games just said, sometimes it's or when they were watching it, sometimes it's just not right to attack. Like you have there's a ring, maybe in a fade on it, but you just sit back and let it come to you because your board should be better than their board in one turn, two turns, three turns. Like it's a different style and something that's for sure. Yeah, I was wondering, do you even block this? I mean, it's rally on the box, and you can put together two completely balanced characters to attack it, right? And now Casada gets back up. So what is apolitical coming in to the?
Why? I guess, yeah, I guess it's only apolitical. Your Crab characters, so you need to attack en masse to get any kind of numbers.
And there's no fate worse than death threat, which I don't think would swing it anyway. Um,
So I guess the best thing you could have here is Cunning Magistrate, and that is what he has.
mm-hmm.
Let's see if he's got a couple of Dishonor plays.
Yeah, okay, so he's got to get up to +6. So
And he has to burn a card. So yeah, it's gonna be tough.
today, not. Let's see. Yeah, he has to burn a card, and the Borderlands Defender's not going to get nulled out. Although I suppose Casada could fairly easily. What's joking? They could
Although I
have
will
two
say
fans. He's got two fans left. He's got a spyglass left and a watch commander as political pumps.
this would be another turn where I Can Swim would be on if he
Mm-hmm.
hadn't thrown them both under the
Yep,
bus last turn. He would have had the fate and the activation on here and could
agreed.
potentially,
Witch Hunter, get rid of
yeah,
that
kill the Witch
talisman.
Hunter. Although there's no guarantee that Jokingly would have played into it the same way if it was being represented.
Yeah. So jokingly doesn't either doesn't have or doesn't expend any political buffs. And just yeah, like I said, go Wise Crab waits it out because now he's 3 characters to 1. He's up 4 fate. He's up 7 cards and going second. But I don't think that's really a problem in this situation.
Huh. Where did the other spyglass go? What was it
It was
attached to? I know there was one on
there was other
Kochko.
one. Yeah, one other one. Let's see. There was no. There's only been 2 let goes. One for the talisman. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm sure someone in chat was watching closer than we were as to what happened to
Yeah,
that other spyglass.
we were.
Yeah, I was just thinking about. I mean, it depends on what's in your hand and your buff wise. Whether you do just attack this military, you try to force it through political again. I mean, right now they're up on political, up on military on board, but I doubt they will be. I'm sure they'll have more political power at the end of the dynasty phase here. Yeah. So and Scorpion not having his usual huge bank of fate, right? They can't. They have to go wider, and they can't just like slam down the shoju with 4 fate kind of thing and ride it out. Um,
Oh
so
yeah, don't forget, you have to see all 3 Iron Mines also to be in this position
no rebuilds yet, but
after
I'm sure they're
18
in hand.
cards. No,
Yeah,
you don't need to cast the rebuilds when you just naturally flip the holdings you need.
yeah. So he does have two characters that could potentially witch hunt, but always I find multiple witch hunters to be a little awkward.
I mean, he just wants the stats, right?
Yep, that's true.
Because
Oh,
his
4 mil is.
board is more than 5 favored towards. Yeah, his board is more than 5 favored towards military, isn't it? I guess it
Oh yeah,
isn't.
Casada, well 7, 10,
Because that Witch
14,
Hunter has the
17.
Fiery Madness and the Ornate Fan, I think he actually is still, and he took the political favor, he's still gonna swing in political. But the 2 extra stats is better than nothing.
Willie, he's got 14, 17, 21 by my count. Um, Political, he's got the favor and a bunch too, I guess. Yeah, political's pretty big as well. You're right. And Kachiko's been expended,
Okay,
so conflict character-wise, not big on the political power, right?
so this is the Earth Ring, so there's no need to defend. You just swing back all,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, agreed. I mean,
Unless you have like double mountains, so you can. Well, no, there's no counter represented, so just a single mountain will do.
uh, yeah. Oh, and there's no courtiers on board, so yeah, mountain's fine. Um, but then with mountain, you don't, you kind of, as a crab, you're in your heart, don't want to take him in on that attack. You want to use him twice, but
There won't be another attack though, right?
yeah, no, there shouldn't be, no. But the value, crab's all about value. Value plays hurt your heart when you're not maximizing your value.
Yeah, the talisman is still in play as well. So we
Oof.
see the assassination.
Second assassination against Scorpion. That's something.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have an undefended. I mean, there's another cunning magistrate. There's a whole bunch of Sadakos and some unassuming Ujimbos, but that's not really going to stand in the way of this likely political army. Nabs the keeper fate. Let's see, political or military. Get a good indication of what's in his hand depending on which one he picks. Oh, political, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's +6. That is extremely hard to get a +6 on political, or -6 for your opponent.
Yeah. Burn something for Casada. Fate worse than death, the biggest guy.
Is it? Yeah,
Oh,
3.
oh, he just spent the fate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess not that.
So you can somehow get her. I mean, how's this guy gonna get dishonored to go to 4? I guess it's just, doing what you can. Not never say die type of thing.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, what is that?
Calling in favors
Yeah.
would
do it. Yeah.
do it, but Casada.
This was calling in favors ornate fan was a potential to get some stats there. Oh,
Okay,
there
so the last
Ooh,
calling on the top, so
talisman.
that was all correct.
Yeah.
So far, all correct.
Yeah, that's way better. What was I thinking, fan? Head over secret cache, which increases his hand by 30+% by being able to activate it.
The conflict has to be declared there, so secret cache doesn't activate, but you
Oh,
don't
you're
lose
right.
the game.
Yep. After conflict's declared. You're right. Haven't had the pleasure of too many scorpions with talismans. I'm usually afraid to play it against them. Okay, well, but it goes down pretty hard. So we have the one
Let's
turn.
see how many reprieves we've got, because there's no more attachment control. Oh my god, none. Or he's gonna attack again?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he used it for
So
statement.
STD and Bonsai would still break.
Well, with no defenders. Oh, he doesn't have military favor. No, but it's 11, right? So if he just uses
Just one of the two.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Or
No, just ready
stand
the
two
witch hunter.
things.
Yeah, he's got
Sure.
double witch hunter, right? So yeah, this should do it. Who knows? Scorpion are tricky, but one fate.
Casada's still on,
cards.
so I think it's actually checkmate.
Yeah, I agree. He's out of tricks. DarthPoker calls it. Yeah, very well. I mean, well played by both players. Very well played by Jokingly. Yeah, like Luke was saying, there was some luck there, but I think very skillfully played and use of that luck. Yeah, thanks a lot for the game, guys. That was really interesting to watch and commentate. Thanks for joining me, Luke.
Yep, thanks for having me, Shane.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see everybody later. Hope you guys enjoyed the game.